Have you ever wondered how Israel, a nation so deeply rooted in our world's history, came to be from the pages of the Torah? In the beginning, there was a promise, a covenant made between God and a man named Abraham. This covenant, as depicted in the Torah, promised Abraham a land for his descendants, a promise that would lay the foundation for the genesis of Israel. Abraham's descendants, the Israelites, were to be as numerous as the stars in the sky, and this land would be their home, their sanctuary. But the journey to this promised land was not without its trials and tribulations. The Israelites found themselves in bondage, enslaved in the land of Egypt. It was a time of suffering and hardship, a time when the promise made to Abraham seemed far from realization. Yet amid this darkness, a beacon of hope emerged. A man named Moses, chosen by God, led the Israelites out of Egypt in a monumental event known as the Exodus. It was a journey marked by miracles and divine intervention, a testament to the unyielding spirit of the Israelites and their unwavering faith in God's promise. The Israelites eventually reached their promised land, and there they established the kingdom of Israel. First under the rule of Saul, then David, and finally Solomon, the kingdom flourished. It was a time of prosperity and growth, a time when the promises made to Abraham seemed fulfilled. This kingdom, though, was not merely a geopolitical entity. It was a symbol, a testament of faith, a beacon of divine providence. The kingdom of Israel was a living, breathing manifestation of the covenant between God and Abraham, a testament to the power of faith and the unyielding spirit of a people chosen by God. And so, from the pages of the Torah, we see the genesis of Israel, a nation born out of a divine promise, nurtured by faith, and established through divine providence. A nation whose history is as rich and complex as the people who call it home. The Israel we read about in the Torah was a testament of faith and a beacon of divine providence. However, the kingdom of Israel didn't stand unchallenged for long. The kingdom, once united under the rule of King Solomon, split into two after his death. The kingdom of Israel in the north and the kingdom of Judah in the south. For centuries, these two kingdoms had to fend off invasions from powerful neighboring empires. The first major blow came from the Babylonian Empire. In the 6th century BCE, the Babylonians under King Nebuchadnezzar II laid siege to Jerusalem, the capital of the kingdom of Judah. The city eventually fell, the temple was destroyed, and the elite of Judah were exiled to Babylon. This event, known as the Babylonian exile, marked the beginning of the Jewish diaspora. But that was not the end. After a brief period of Persian rule, the region fell under the control of the Greeks, and later the Romans. The Romans, known for their brutal and oppressive rule, were met with fierce resistance by the Jewish people. The Great Revolt, which began in 66 CE, ended disastrously for the Jews. The Romans crushed the rebellion, destroyed the Second Temple, and expelled the Jews from their homeland, dispersing them even further across their empire. This event, known as the Roman exile, marked the start of the Jewish diaspora in earnest. Jews found themselves scattered across Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. They carried with them their religion, their culture, and their memories of a homeland lost. Over the centuries, despite persecution and hardship, they managed to maintain their unique identity and cultural heritage. The Jewish diaspora is a story of resilience and survival. It's a story of a people uprooted from their homeland, scattered across the globe, yet never forgetting where they came from. It's a testament to the strength of their faith and their unyielding commitment to their ancestral land. Despite the diaspora and the hardship, the Jewish people never lost sight of their homeland. And it was this enduring connection to their roots that would, many centuries later, fuel the movement to re-establish a Jewish state in their ancient homeland. Fast forward to the late 19th century, the longing for a homeland turned into a political movement. In the midst of an era marked by nationalism and self-determination, an ideology emerged from the yearnings of a scattered people. This was Zionism, a movement that sought to establish a homeland for Jews in Palestine. The name Zionism stems from Zion, a term that refers to Jerusalem, a city of deep historical and spiritual significance to the Jewish people. The Zionist movement was spearheaded by key figures, one of the most notable being Theodor Herzl. Herzl, an Austro-Hungarian journalist and playwright, became a leading voice for the Zionist cause. He was deeply impacted by the anti-Semitism he witnessed in Europe, particularly the Dreyfus affair in France, where a Jewish army officer was wrongly accused of treason. Herzl believed that anti-Semitism was a persistent force that could only be countered by a Jewish state. He wrote, The Jews who wish for a state will have it. And with this conviction, he organized the first Zionist Congress in Basel, Switzerland, in 1897. This Congress, attended by Jews from different backgrounds, became a pivotal point in the Zionist movement. The goals of the Zionist movement were clear. They sought to promote Jewish immigration to Palestine and secure political rights for Jews there. This was a monumental task. Palestine was then a part of the Ottoman Empire, and the Jewish community in the region was small. But the Zionists were determined. They established organizations and raised funds to buy land in Palestine. They also worked tirelessly to rally international support for their cause. Through their efforts, the Zionists sparked a wave of Jewish immigration to Palestine. This period, known as the Aliyahs, saw the Jewish population in the region grow significantly. Despite numerous challenges, the Zionists persevered, driven by a vision of a Jewish homeland. The Zionist movement laid the groundwork for what would become modern Israel. The dream of a homeland, once a distant vision, was inching closer to reality. The next chapter of this incredible journey would be marked by a key declaration that would change the course of history. World War I dramatically shifted the geopolitical landscape, bringing Palestine and the dream of a Jewish state into sharper focus. As the Ottoman Empire crumbled under the weight of war, Britain emerged as a new power in the Middle East. In 1917, British Foreign Secretary Arthur James Balfour penned a letter to Baron Rothschild, a leader of the British Jewish community. This letter, known as the Balfour Declaration, expressed Britain's support for the establishment of a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. The Balfour Declaration was a significant victory for Zionists, who had long dreamed of a homeland in the land of their forefathers. It was a beacon of hope that shone brightly in the darkness of a world at war. Yet it was also a source of contention. The declaration's ambiguity over the political status of non-Jewish communities in Palestine sowed the seeds of future conflict. With the end of World War I, Britain was granted control over Palestine by the League of Nations in 1922. This period, known as the British Mandate, was marked by a significant increase in Jewish immigration to Palestine. The Zionist vision was slowly becoming a reality, but the British Mandate was also a time of rising tension. The British found themselves caught between the Zionist aspirations and the Palestinian Arab population's resistance to them. The Balfour Declaration's promise of safeguarding the civil and religious rights of existing non-Jewish communities in Palestine was proving to be a delicate balancing act. As Jewish immigration and land purchases increased, so did Arab opposition. This period saw a series of Arab revolts and Jewish-Arab conflicts, foreshadowing the trials that lay ahead. The Balfour Declaration and the British Mandate were instrumental in furthering the Zionist cause. They brought the world closer to the establishment of a Jewish state, but they also set the stage for a complex, multifaceted conflict that continues to reverberate through the annals of history. The stage was set for the birth of a new nation, but not without conflict. Finally, in the aftermath of World War II, the world witnessed the rebirth of Israel. The year was 1947, and the United Nations, keen on resolving the growing tensions in Palestine, proposed a partition plan. This plan aimed to divide Palestine into separate Jewish and Arab states, with Jerusalem under international control. Despite opposition from Arab nations and Palestinian leaders, the plan was approved by a majority of UN members. Fast forward a few months to May 14, 1948. The last of the British troops had left Palestine, and it was on this day that David Ben-Gurion, head of the Jewish Agency, declared the establishment of the State of Israel. This moment marked the culmination of years of yearning, struggle, and faith for the Jewish people. The establishment of Israel was met with immediate recognition from several countries, including the United States and the Soviet Union. This international recognition gave Israel legitimacy on the global stage, but it was also the beginning of a new chapter in the region's history, the Arab-Israeli conflict. Several Arab nations, rejecting the creation of Israel, launched military attacks, marking the start of the 1948 Arab-Israeli War. This conflict, however, did not deter the spirit of the newly formed nation. The establishment of Israel was a significant event, not just in Middle Eastern history but globally. It represented the realization of a homeland for the Jewish people after centuries of diaspora. It was a testament to their resilience and determination, their enduring faith and their unyielding hope. And so Israel, a nation deeply rooted in history, was reborn, a testament to the resilience and determination of the Jewish people. This was not just the birth of a new nation but also a beacon of hope, signaling the possibility of rebirth even in the face of insurmountable odds.